I remember back in the past, at age 16, when my coach pulled me to the side, and one thing he was like, "You don't fit in, Mr. Jones. You do not fit in. Be yourself." He said, "But you ran that 40 within a 4.6, and you did it 3 times." I remember working with him one-on-one doing drills, sprint drills, for a whole week, for weeks at a time, going in, for months. Then from there, he invited me to a track meet. I remember the state champ. I'll never forget this. He went to Flint High School, Michigan. This guy looked like he was on steroids, big, bulky. And I remember the captain of the team. He was criticizing me because I didn't fit in, and it was disrespectful for being on his field because my coach just introduced me, and I just popped up from nowhere. I remember how I felt. I felt out of place. I remember I was about to walk off the field because the state champ was like, "I'm going to beat you up because you don't belong here." I remember my coach told me to shut them up. And he yelled out, "All men fall, but the great ones get back up." I remember that day, and I'll never forget it. I had to get in my blocks. And when he said that, I was so focused. I had a new assignment, a new task. I didn't worry about what all the criticism was coming from. Didn't care anymore. I knew I had to finish this assignment. I got in my blocks. The gun hit. Boom! I started sprinting as fast as I could. Didn't think about anything. I was so focused. My mind was clear. I ran a 10.8 that day. The champ ran 11 flat, and the captain of the team ran a 10.9. That day, I was relentless. That's when the spark plug, it just ignitioned me a little bit on life's choices to make. I remember when after I finished that race, I looked at the state champion until he looked at me, and I said, "Apology accepted," and I ran off the field because I was still scared of that man. I remember that from day in, day out. I still remember that when I was 16. I remember that the coach, he pulled everybody to the side and said, "You know what? You guys are so disrespectful to Mr. Jones here, and he done beat the champ in 3 events, and you guys are not congratulating him." I remember he took the state the captain of the teams. He took his position and gave it to me. He said, Jones will lead the team now on drills. Jones will report to me." Coach was a zero tolerance individual. So everybody's gonna say, "Sir, yes, sir." I'll never forget that day, how I felt and how I came up. We were undefeated for 4 years in the lineup. I'll never forget that.